Killing to See by B.T. Lowry. Joni touched a mountain daisy's stem with her fingertips, then closed her eyes. She concentrated for a long moment. Even the wind calmed. Then, Joni's eyes widened as though seeing the world anew.
Preeta, you have to try it.
Preeta swallowed dry. She touched a daisy's stem where it met soil. So delicate. She willed tendrils through the spiral prints on her fingertips, as Master had shown her more than a year before. Preeta couldn't see the tendrils, yet felt them on a level of thought, like roots pushing out of her and seeking sustenance. Their urgency frightened her, yet she longed for their hunger's satiation. They had already waited so long since being awakened. Preeta's tendrils penetrated the stem's spongy pith, seeking its center. She tried to stop, but silky anticipation already ran up through her fingertips. She punctured the flower's last protection, and there, the liquid essence of all sun and soil ever stored by the daisy filled her. She held her breath as blue currents coursed through her. Green hills rolled out from the mountains like watery ripples from dropped stones. Clumps of clay squelched through her bare toes. Soft wind on her hair became a gale through trees, and berries from hours ago tasted stronger than the first bite. Flowers fluted lilting tunes like swirling pollen. The daisy in Preeta's fingers drooped. Head down, it pleaded for its life.
Well, how was it?
Said Joni. Preeta let out her breath. The flower fell to earth. Feeling like she'd stood too fast, climbed too high, she breathed heavily. She tapped another flower and the song sounded again. But for too short a time. The daisy sucked nutrients through its roots, feebly, then died. Preeta clutched a half-dozen others in both hands. Tendrils flew from her fingertips into the flowers. Preeta had been deaf, and now she heard. The minds of squirrels and raccoons and badgers sounded among oaks and pines. They called to their own kind, greeting and warning and laughing. Trees sang in low choruses of sun and soil and seeds and seasons.
Good,
said Joni. The songs flickered. Preeta was roused abruptly to hard soil and coarse wind. The daisies lay like grey hair. Had she drained them all? Joni beamed.
you're good at this. Come on, let's find another meadow. There's a field of bluebells up ahead. They give you the sound of trees.
Yes. Preeta followed along an overgrown path, pine boughs striking her numb arms. The world was inert. She had to wake it up again. Joni stopped in a field of bluebells and snapdragons. Without being asked, Preeta grasped a dozen and tapped them. The essence rushed into her fingertips. Crowds of beings chorused all around. The grass muttered a swaying song. Oaks called to their cousins in the next forest with voices like travelers roaming the hills. cool tears in her eyes. How lively was the land! The flow from the flowers died. Preeta sputtered, reaching for more. But all the flowers lay limp and grey.
You're good.
Said Joni.
You tapped those ones without even touching them. But once you learn, just take what you need.
Leaving the dead meadow, she said.
Come on, there's more over there.
But Preeta didn't follow.
Why do I have to do this? To know where to trap animals, where to find berries and nuts, so you can hear the trees tell you.
But Joni's voice grew muffled as she re-entered the forest.
I'm sorry,
Preeta said to the dead flowers, the earth's once beautiful offering. She sighed as she stroked a bluebell stem with her deadly hand. The pigment in its petals had blanched. Did she need to kill in order to help? But at the stem's base, some green remained. It was alive. She scooped her fingers into the soil beneath the flower, careful to contain all its roots. Then she placed it inside a pocket in her dress. The next day, Preeta walked higher up the mountain than she ever had. Not much grew up here, but Master and her students seldom came. Master had been proud to find out that Preeta had heard the forest, yet Preeta hated destroying beauty. Preeta found a nice spot in the lee of a boulder, where the soil was deeper than most of this rocky area. She gently removed the bluebell from her dress pocket. She dug a little hole for it, placed it inside, then tamped down the soil. She watered it from her own gourd. The plant was weak, but alive. The boulder protected it from the cold wind, but it would get enough sun. Yes, if Preeta had to take life, she would save some too. The end.